This one's pretty annoying.
19.
Nice
That's
job,
like I think
Arya.
my bet. That's like usually.
Wow.
All right, everybody, and we are back with Dangerous with Doom 2016. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to you and your commentator. Good luck and have fun.
Hello, everyone. Boy, this feels really familiar, doesn't it? It feels like we did this just a couple of hours ago, I think, something like that. Meta, would you like to introduce yourself again?
Hello, everybody. If you saw me earlier, I was running Scorn. I had Mr. Dangerous here on my couch. I am primarily an FPS runner, not a horror runner, and today we're going to be running more so the FPS type stuff. Doom is absolutely my baby. I haven't run this category too much. I've poked around it a little bit, but absolutely love Doom. This is by far the speed game I've sunk most of my hours into, so I'm really excited to be here today. Thanks for having me, Dane.
Of course. Alrighty, time is going to start when I get off this table, pick up the pistol, and start blowing zombie heads off. Time's going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, this one, the first two went down real easy, and then this third one, the bloom on the pistol is really nice. So, there's a way to skip out of here, but we can't do it in this category, so we're going to line up right here for an RNG manip.
We have to continue this.
It's not an RNG manip, I just think it's really funny to watch her say that from inside her own head. And then we get to sit through a 1 minute and 10-second cutscene where we pick up the suit and we talk to Sam and a bunch of things and all that. So this is a good time to explain what the heck Redguard Legacy even means. Redguard refers to the Praetor soldiers that you will find scattered throughout the game. They're called Redguards in the dossier. I don't know why, because that's the only place they're referred to as that.
Are they?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I believe they were called that in the dossier, but then they're also called Praetor soldiers in there. So I don't know. Whitehound's the one that came up with the name, so it's Redguard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Whitehound just like calls them that, and then the entire community was just like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Well, they were in the lore in some way. I don't remember how. The lore is not the important part of this game, if we're being honest here. But basically, the category is you have to go around and collect all of the Praetor tokens that you find on these dead soldiers. It's a little bit more of an arbitrary goal, but it makes for some very, very interesting routing options, as you will soon see. Now, the more interesting part of this category is the legacy portion, and while we are going into our first fight, Meta, would you like to explain what the heck legacy even means?
Absolutely. So legacy was kind of the moderation team's attempt at keeping this game kind of in like a restricted rule set. I hate to use the term no major glitches because that's impossible when it comes to Doom, but that's kind of what it's the most similar as. In fact, that was actually what the category was called at one point. It's kind of developed over time. It started very, very early on when I just was running on my own under the legacy rule set. It was called no RBGK, which just straight up means no rail boosting and no glory kill killing, which are two of the main bits of tech that make the 80% run 17 minutes. Obviously, we are not
17 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yes, apologies.
That 43 seconds is like, we can't cut that last 43 out.
But yeah, so it's we use the term legacy because it's slightly more accurate as opposed to no major glitches, because this run definitely still has a few kind of like glitchy things, less so about tech and more just like kind of boundaries and stuff. The thing about Doom 2016 is that you can really get out of bounds in most places. So the goal of Legacy essentially is to ban tech and not necessarily ban like exploits and glitches. So we identify what the piece of tech is, for instance, rail boosting or glory kill clipping, or there's another method of clipping called paper clipping. So we ban all these pieces of tech, which heavily limits the amount of like skips and stuff that you can do, but you're definitely going to still see some skips and stuff.
Darve said no RGB keyboard.
That makes you lose a lot of time.
Yeah. It's because it's proven. You know, you get fewer frames with that. So we're gonna be coming outside now. There's actually a way to skip this first fight that is legacy friendly. However, it's really inconsistent and annoying to do. So we're just gonna do the fight. And you get to see a little bit of the combat that we do early on in the run. This guy.
Yeah, basically you can
here.
take you can take that explosive barrel, or I think it's a different one, but you can take an explosive barrel over to the end door, and you jump and then use the damage boost from the explosion of the barrel to give you a tad bit of extra height that pushes you up so that you can mantle on top of the door. And it's ridiculously hard. It's very precise.
And very inconsistent. And okay, that's everybody.
And as you can see, the fight's like fairly quick, so no big deal.
Yeah, that skip only saves like maybe 10 to 15 seconds. Just because how fast you can actually do that fight. There's only 11 enemies you have to kill, so. Alright, so since we're doing Red Guard, normally if we were doing just straight up Legacy, like any % Legacy, we would be able to head straight to the exit. But because this is Red Guard, we gotta stop and get a token first. So I'm gonna jump up here. I'm gonna jump up here. And you're gonna see this animation 36 times! Because there are 36 tokens in this game. Now, we could just run right past this drone. However, this drone harbors the mods for the weapons. And the first mod that we picked up here is Explosive Shot. And this is going to make a lot of combat much faster. So the small time loss here ends up saving much more time later on. So it is indeed optimal to get this mod. We'll be getting a couple mods throughout the run. 2 of which in particular are going to really shorten this thing a lot.
Fire skip.
Thank you.
Right there, Dane just skipped 2 fights, or is it just the final one?
It's sort of like one big giant fight that's split up into like chunks. But yeah, we skip that whole thing by jumping onto that piston, and then we jump onto the broken bridge, then we jump onto the cart, and then we do a big jump over a trigger line, and that keeps that last door open when it should be locked.
Basically, the default state of that particular door is for it to be unlocked, and then you're supposed to hit a trigger that locks it, then you get locked into the fight, and then you have to do the fight before it once again gets unlocked. But if we just jump over the trigger, which is really not that hard, this is like a super easy skip, nice, then you can just kind of walk to the exit, so it's really easy. That's what I mean about, like, you can't really ban... If we were to ban, like, every list of tricks or every, like, little out-of-bounds spot that you could, the rules would be so insanely complex and, like, probably 20 pages long. So, yeah. That's why there's no such thing as glitchless or no major glitches even, because Doom is a broken mess in the best way, and we absolutely love it.
No matter how much people complain about it, you can't make a glitchless category for this game. So we just skipped about a minute of stuff here. Sir, get out of the way.
Fun fact, on the moderation team, we literally have a guy who is a lawyer.
And his username is lawyer.
Yeah, he literally helps us like draft up rules and stuff, primarily for Doom Eternal. Absolute legend. Shout out to Lawyer Bodo. Love that guy. But yeah, like the rules for the modern Doom games, because they're so like sandboxy when it comes to exploits and glitches and that kind of stuff. The rules are ridiculous, or would be if we were to try and, you know, do like a glitchless category. Even Legacy isn't like a perfect like rule set or anything. It's kind of a meme within the category, but within the community, but it's still fun.
It's a good rule set, honestly, given how
the circumstances.
Yeah, given the circumstances of the game, Legacy's a bit of a meme, but it's literally the best we can do. Imagine trying to do better than this.
I think the memeiest thing, and I don't know if it'll show itself in this category, but in the Legacy, like any % Legacy category, basically, there is a point where there's a button behind a panel that you can just like press it and skip to the like the door will just open and let you access the next area. But you have to reach through geometry and like press the button through the geometry in order to do that, which would be banned in Legacy. However, if you just instead shoot the panel, the panel comes off and you can still press the button. So it's kind of like you kind of have to do that in order for it to be allowed in Legacy, which is a little silly, but you know, it's all in good fun.
We hit monster cap, and so the spawn patterns are totally borked right now.
Nice.
All right, so we
How
have
many
to
monsters
go through
can you
this.
at once, like 20 or something?
For this level, it's 15, I think. But it changes per level.
Also, this is called a skate park skip, by the way, simply because the developers called the arena below us skate park. I still don't fully understand why it's called skate park. It doesn't really
It looks a little
look
bit like a skate park.
a little bit, sure.
I got it when I saw it. I was like, oh, I can see how that could be like referred to as a skate park. They needed a shorthand to refer to it, so it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do the whole loop around twice. Where everybody came out of that vent up there, and we came over and triggered the store. In regular Legacy, we could just go straight to the end, but because Redguard needs to get all the tokens, we had to make another complete loop around the interior of the level to get all the tokens. That was weird. So this is the part where we're going to get our first power. Oh wow, everything is like totally not spawned in. That's gonna not come back and bite us later. We get our first power up here. This Berserk power-up increases our movement speed slightly, so we can get to this next part a little faster. And this is, by the way, a very much intended way for you to be able to get here, because there's a secret up on this roof. But if you go the normal way that you probably did in your classic, in your casual playthrough rather, you probably took the elevator, pulled it down, then rode the elevator back up, then rode the elevator back down. You go up through the roof, you only have to ride the elevator once. Big time save.
Honestly, I totally forgot that wasn't the intended way to play. like 100% until you just now said that. I forgot that there was an elevator you were supposed to take.
You mean you forgot this elevator right here?
Yeah.
This elevator that you have to take in order to leave?
Do you know how long it's been since I've run a Legacy category?
Fair.
Like a year and a half.
Fair. Yeah, the any percent category does not touch this this section at all. Nice, got the easy jump. Now you can rail boost off of this rail very easily, so we go over it sideways to prevent that.
I assume if you rail boost, we're just gonna ignore it and pretend like it didn't happen.
What rail boost?
No, if you rail boost.
What rail boost? Wink, wink.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay.
It took you a year. And I
brain
believe that is
smooth, brain small.
all of the tokens for this level. Just want to double check it. Yeah. I looked in the secret spot instead of the Redguard spot when I was checking just now. So there's a way to skip this next cutscene coming up in just a moment. Sadly, it is not doable in a legacy-friendly way, so we have to watch the cutscene by edge. But we get the first of the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, these are in game. These are called Argent Energy Cells. I think I had to think about that for a sec. We always just call them Dragon Balls, which I think again was a White Hound term.
That was White Hound. They came up with that. So now we get to watch this cutscene for 2.5-ish minutes, something like that. So. Renee, if you have anything to read off, now's your chance.
I mean, I'm always ready to read stuff off.
Awesome.
I always love talking about our awesome charity to write love on her arms. You need to know that rescue is possible. Freedom is possible. We're seeing it happen. People sitting across from a counselor for the first time, people stepping into treatment. In desperate moments, people calling a suicide hotline. We know that the first step toward recovery is the hardest to take. We want to say that here that it's worth it. Your life is worth fighting for. It is possible to change. That comes directly from To Write on Love on Her Arms website. They truly do care about everybody, and they want you to know that, you know, you're worth it. And we appreciate everybody here donating, taking the time to bring visibility to such a wonderful charity. Exclamation point, donate to get that donation link, and checking out, you know, some of the cool incentives that we have coming up.
What you now see in this facility is the cost of progress.
We're stuck in here, so we just have to kind of sit around. We found a way to get out of this room, but stuff like breaks if you do, I think. I haven't messed with that in a while, though.
If the venting turbines aren't re-engaged,
Alright, now we get to Foundry. Foundry's where the game really begins. This Foundry actually has the first segments of what I'll call real combat. Yeah, we've done a few fights up to this point, but those fights are small potatoes. We want the good stuff. We want the real fights, and Foundry's where it all happens. You can actually skip through Foundry pretty quickly in the unrestricted categories, but because this level that we're about to play, Foundry is so well constructed. Ironically, this is a really tightly made level. It is going to be a lot more difficult to get out, and so we have to pretty much play through the level intended. By the way, this is Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Everybody say hi to Frank in chat. Everybody say hi.
Hi, Frank.
Frank's not having a great day. Frank had his face melted off. So I unequipped my explosive shot mod because I'm about to do a glitch called animation canceling. And animation canceling is something that we are going to do, I think, like once in the entire run or something like that. Meta? That sound right? Just one time, I think that's it. Like, we don't really animation cancel all over the run everywhere, do we?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Animation canceling and like various versions of it are basically what makes up like a lot of the tech within like legacy categories or categories where you have to play out more of the game, where you don't just skip everything.
Have a nade.
Yeah, let me think. I mean, what uses animation canceling?
DKSMS.
DKSMS, Jimmy Shot.
Everything that you dupe except for tokens, which we're not going to dupe in this run.
Yeah. Even like as something as simple as like canceling mantle animations, like quite literally dozens of times.
Alright, so we stopped in there to get the rocket launcher. That is going to shorten up a lot of combat for later in the game. And here's a fight that you would do normally, but the key card that we need is right here, so we could just stop and grab the key card easy. And then we just head to the next area. We basically have to do all the Gornest fights because they're what keep the main door locked. So we have to do those, by the way, Hell Knight. But aside from that, we can pretty much skip everything else. In the middle of the air.
Oh, what was that? An animation cancel?
I think that was an animation cancel. Okay, so there's like 2 of them in the whole run.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so the way that particular animation cancel works, by the way, is basically because the Hell Knight is stuck in an animation. Like, how do I explain this? Like a scripted animation, basically. Yeah. Because you're interrupting it with the dynamic, you know, like the chainsaw that's supposed to, you're supposed to like shove the chainsaw into the Hell Knight, but basically the 2 animations like cancel themselves out. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Basically, there's animation priority, and
yeah. But it doesn't even play. It doesn't even play like the chainsaw animation, or I guess maybe it's the first animation that takes.
The first animation takes priority, which is why the chainsaw animation gets canceled. I don't need that. This is not 100.
But it's not even like priority though, because the animation stops since the Hell Knight's like dead. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but very fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Literally insta kill.
That's how we killed that Hell Knight just now as well.
Yeah.
So we just did one Gore Nest fight. We're about to do another one very shortly back to back. And we reloaded checkpoint there in order to, number one, cut out the rest of that that animation that we played out. But also, it's going to despawn a couple of Hell Knights that show up after you grab that key card. So by... oh, that was easy. By doing that, we... save ourselves a little bit of a headache dealing with these two Hell Knights later on. So I'm going to unequip the mod again. And you'll notice how this same mod bot is here. I don't need that thing. My 100% muscle memory is like really taking over. I mostly run 100%, so running this is like taking me a minute to kind of remember, like, wait, how do you do this thing this way again?
Ooh, that was close. There's a rail boost right there.
It was fine. I believe there's a faster way to do this, but I forget the exact route. But basically, we have to grab this. We have to get this guy to give us a hand, and then we have to also get the token down there. So we have to do those things. And I forget if one order is faster than the other or whatever. But yeah, this is our last Gore Nest fight, and then we go to the Turbine Room fight. That's a fun one. These spawns are all fixed, by the way, so...
Oh yeah, sorry, did you mention fixed, influenced, and dynamic before, or random before?
Nah, I think
or do you want me to
that
explain that?
in a bit? Oh.
Okay.
I figure we do that when we get to Laz, because that's where it's going to be kind of most pertinent to talk about that. But basically, for right now, all you need to know is all the spawns in that last fight and the upcoming fights that we're about to do are fixed. Basically, the demons spawn in the same spot every time. So once you've memorized where they spawn, you can pretty much just pick them off as they spawn in every time if you know which weapons to use and if you know the timing of everything. This is the last big fight of the level. And this one has two phases. We got this guy over here. These two. Ooh, sir, please, thank you. Did I get him? I got him. And then there's one more imp over here.
There's always an imp.
There's always an imp. Except that one's actually, like, scripted. Okay, we're gonna throw 2 nades to get rid of those guys. 2 rockets. Animation cancel to get some ammo back from this guy. And then here's... At this point, the fight's just gonna get a little bit too crazy to really maintain a ton of control over it. So we just kind of do the best we can. Nice, I got them both.
Yeah, that was clean.
And it should be everybody. Yep. So I just need the audio cue of the music stopping to kind of just confirm that the fight's over with. And as long as you get to this door
there's not an imp
before it
hiding
turns
somewhere.
green... we lost a second. Sayed. So we're gonna grab this token and then reload checkpoint. Now technically we could actually grab that token over and over and over and over and over and over and over if we wanted to, but we're not gonna do that because we have to collect them all, and so that's just a time loss for no reason. Also, I forgot to switch forgot to upgrade dexterity. So these tokens are used to upgrade the suit that you picked up at the very beginning of the game. And one of the first upgrades that we get is dexterity. So we can now switch weapons faster and we can climb ledges faster. Every ledge climb goes from half a second to a quarter of a second. And that might not seem like a lot, but there's a lot of ledges in this game. So over a course of time, that starts to add up after a while. It also upgrades power-ups, equipment, the amount of damage you take from the environment. A bunch of things get upgraded. So we'll be doing that as we go. We're not going to upgrade everything because not everything is necessary to upgrade, but once we get enough tokens to make some pretty key upgrades to the suit, we'll be doing that. Also, we got the HUD glitch. There's supposed to be a UI that plays during this cutscene, but for whatever reason on the Vulkan API, it just breaks like 90%
Oh, is
of the
that
time.
Vulcan specific?
It's Vulcan specific because it always plays on OpenGL.
Oh,
But on Vulcan-
that makes so much sense now.
Yeah, but
Oh
on
my
Vulcan,
God, I
like
didn't know that.
90% of the time, it just plays on the lockdown screen. It's super weird.
Huh. Also, a random fact that Darve let the Discord know about this one. I don't know if you've seen this, Dane. OBS or NVIDIA pushed out a driver update that broke Vulkan capture for this game for some reason. Like you just can't capture the Vulkan version of the game in OBS right now. So that's weird.
Very, very weird. So I had to roll back drivers. I haven't updated, luckily, so yay.
Yeah, that's good. That could have caused such a big problem.
Alrighty, so if you jump to this ledge, you can just kind of go out of bounds. This is why glitchless is not a thing, because we are now very much out of bounds. And this is the reason why this level is so short in this category.
Yeah.
Use the micro missiles. Okay, that's not normal. There we go.
So literally all we're doing is running and jumping, and we're able to get out of bounds using the collision that's there. And then we're using the intended damage boosting of the micro missiles to once again like maneuver. So like everything that we're doing is mechanically intended, but it produces unintended results. So it's
And we just skipped the giant
technically not a
fight there.
glitch.
Yeah, technically not a glitch. And we just skipped the giant
is-
fight there, so we save a bunch of time doing that. And this level's got a very open, kind of open world design. So everything's accessible except for like a couple of doors that you open by doing fights. So all we have to do is run in, taking these guys out. Do that first skip. We can grab the first 3 tokens pretty easily because they're just out here in the world, and then we do another skip in order to get the last token, and then we can just kind of leave the level if we climb out of bounds again. It's very easy to do in this level.
It's very easy to do in most levels, honestly.
Well, some levels it's tougher. Like Tavenger's not as easy.
True.
That guy taking
Mind if
pot
I
shots.
cut in real quick?
Sure.
All right, we got a couple donations. First one being from Mute D6 saying,
Hey.
hop on to the Dame playing Dangerous. Everybody, let's raise a lot of money for charity and watch this insangerous run. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. And then we also have a donation from Anonymous for $4.20.
Of course.
Saying, opening the door in Foundry forehead. Thank you to the both of you for those awesome donations! Exclamation point D to get that donation link.
I am pretty sure I know who that was.
Pretty sure. All right, so we just kind of climbed out of bounds, and we're still just kind of climbing out of bounds. Can't really ban this exactly, so we it's allowed. Now this jump is actually very tricky to do, so I'm gonna try to take my time for a second to do this.
Nice.
Okay, I need to do the extendo grab, and my configuration does not allow me to do it without using my
Oh.
second mouse.
That was very quick.
Well, I mean, double scroll wheel makes it pretty easy.
Ah, true.
So we'll talk about extendo grabbing when we get to Catanger, because that's where it's primarily going to be used a few times.
Okay.
All right, so that's, yeah, Argent Facility is pretty short level. Now we get to Argent Tower. This is a long level in every category, except for any percent, funnily enough. This first fight
Even
can
in
be
80%,
skipped. Even in 80%, it's a little long.
It's long in comparison.
Yeah. Now, if you jump to this ledge, oops, see, this, I've been having
This
so much
jump
trouble with
is
this skip.
so bad.
It actually, we've kind of figured out how to do it where it's not as bad, but lately I've actually just been having trouble with it. Okay, we got that. There we go. That's actually like the fastest I've gotten out in a while. I remember doing this in GDF a couple of weeks ago and struggling with that particular jump quite a lot.
I remember like 2-3 years ago, that jump was the bane of my existence. So if there's some better way to do it now, which looks like there is, that's exciting.
It's just sort of how you set it up and how you execute it, really. So we're going to do a bunch of very precise platforming here to get across this pipeline really fast. There's a faster way to do this in the unrestricted categories, but we are bound by the laws of speedrun.com, so we cannot go super fast in some of the ways that it's possible to do so. Oop. We're gonna jump across this gap, trigger this checkpoint, jump down here, grab this token, and then reload checkpoint. That skips the rest of that animation, and it puts us back up top, so we can head straight into this cutscene much more quickly than having to mantle and platform and all that. And that is Olivia! We just saw her 2 levels ago! Oh, fun fact, Meta and I actually met her voice actor.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Abby Creighton, she was such a sweet lady. I was starstruck meeting her. I was like, oh my god, I'm talking to Olivia.
Yeah, and you skipped her voice line.
It was an accident. It was an accident. I felt really bad about that.
She was. I don't even think she noticed. She was very excited to be there too.
Yeah.
And she was very sweet. Amazing person.
So we stop and grab that the super shotgun because this is going to speed up a lot of combat later. So we're not grabbing every single weapon kind of on purpose, but we are going to stop and grab some weapons very specifically because they will shorten up a lot of sections of combats more quickly. I'm going to skip the ammo box here because otherwise I'm going to miss this particular cycle. You cannot fight these trains. I mean, you could try fighting them, but they will win every single time. The trains are unbeatable. And now we're going to meet a new enemy called the Mancubus. I have a button on my stream deck just for when we get to this point in the run, ordinarily. Meta, would you like to sing it along with me?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Big chungus, big chungus, big chungus. You don't remember that?
I have heard that now that you mentioned it, okay. I didn't know that was specifically tied to this. Okay, I understand now. Oh, by the way, this is kind of like a... Is this... Wait, oh yeah, you are doing banana. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I've never seen banana on, like, this one. Isn't it usually across the room, or am I just crazy?
I always do it on this one.
Huh.
But
interesting.
There's probably a faster one to do it.
Wait, walk forward and look left.
Do stuff.
Walk forward and look left a little bit. That's why it's called banana skip.
It's a banana.
Found by Lifelike back in 2016. Like, this was one of the very first, like, very early game skips.
Yeah, this was like I found like a week into the game's release, or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe not even that much. But yeah, the tower, you can actually launch yourself to the top of the tower with a rail boost, but because we are banned from doing that, we have to climb the tower manually, and it is annoying. This level actually just got rerouted in 100%, and I don't want to learn the new route. I don't want to learn it. Darva's going to make me learn it.
Oh, I think you just hit a checkpoint.
I
hit
a checkpoint, so it's fine, but I bonked my head on the ceiling. So you can skip having to wait for that platform. You jump up here. Okay, whatever.
Tricky jump.
I'll just wait. It's a kind of a tricky jump to do because there's weird geometry in that ceiling that kind of prevents you from doing it. All right, so we're gonna get to here. We're gonna wait. Where's the? Oh, he's over here. I hear him. There you are. And that's why we stop and get the super shotgun. The Revenant up here. So we want to take out the big guys specifically because they're actually what cycle the fight. The small fries will infinitely respawn until you take out all the trigger enemies, which are all the big ones like these guys.
Yeah, we call all the important enemies trigger enemies because they're required to progress the fight, and then everything else is called fodder.
Yep. And then once you take out the big enemies, you got to kill all the imps and soldiers, and then you get that, which is the fight cycling. All right, we're gonna go for the other platform. This other platform is faster, but it's also tougher to get to. Nice.
Easy. It's a little slippery.
It's a little slippery. It's not always like that difficult to get to, but if you bump into anything on the way to it, it's kind of over for you. It's very hard to recover from that. And look at that timing.
Nice.
So this whole tower is kind of based on cycles, so depending on the cycle you get, okay.
I think you can jump on top of the little gray bit.
There we go. Didn't get up
Nice.
there for some reason. Okay, I missed a cycle, but that's okay. I could have taken this cycle up if anything. So you're supposed to run around the platforms and do a bunch of climbing, blah blah blah. But this is faster. So get ready for Big Eat. Whee!
Nice. Yeah, so basically we just use the velocity
Oh,
of the
no.
elevator. Oh!
Wow.
We can convert or basically carry over the velocity of the elevator in combination with our jump and just kind of yeet ourselves way higher than we normally otherwise would.
We're not gonna make it. No, if you do this by checkpoint, yeah, it gets away from you. Darn it. Yeah, so that's what I mean about train wins. Train always wins. Don't fight the train. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We account for this in the estimate. So it's a little weird that my double jump got eaten trying to climb up that alcove. We gotta do. Man, I can't believe I didn't hit a checkpoint somewhere in there. I mean, I skipped the checkpoint, but still. They gotta ride this thing up. Yes, rock, paper, scissors, train. Train always wins. Luckily, we're gonna get the same cycle here.
Also, an interesting thing that helps with all platforming across the game, especially within Tower, Dane actually has jump bound to the scroll wheel. And there's an interesting feature, mechanic of this game, where basically you have a jump.
It's an
You have a
accident.
jump. You have a jump buffer space of let's call it like an inch or something. I'm sure it's actually measured in units, but let's call it's like an inch or something above the ground. So you can jump from the top of that like inch space, meaning you get an extra inch on top of your height. So obviously you could spam the space bar and try and get it, but we just bind jump to the scroll wheel. That way you're continuously jumping through that little buffer space and you're jumping off of the top of the buffer rather than actually off of the ground. So it is perceived basically as getting an extra height to your jump.
Yeah, think of it like vertical coyote timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind
That's
of
actually a really
weird
good way
to think of it
yeah.
like that, but that is sort of what it is. So we've now gotten the Gauss cannon, and this is the game-changing weapon. Like the movement tech is going to be significantly different at this point with this Gauss cannon. Basically, there's a recoil built into this weapon. It is a totally intended thing for this recoil to be in here. However, it is going to be used in ways that the devs did not really fully intend for us to use it. I'm going to run over here, grab the quad. That's going to just do a whole bunch more damage to everything. And we need to kill a bunch of enemies in order to cycle this fight.
Yeah, honestly, the best thing about the Gauss cannon, honestly, it's fantastic all around. But, like, the best thing about it is not even the fact that it's a weapon. It's just that it's a movement tool.
Yep, pretty much. Now, if you grab the invulnerability, you can jump down the tower without fear of fall damage. And so, by getting that first cycle to kind of go through, we grab the invul and come down here, and we can grab this Argent Cell while we're waiting for the end of the level to finish cycling.
Yeah, basically, like, there's falling down the tower. Normally, you would run into like a bunch of like fall damage or like kill triggers. Basically, I don't want to call them kill triggers because they're not the same as other kill triggers. But without invulnerability, you would fall down and instantly die to basically what is in like 100% fall damage trigger. But the invulnerability orb overrides those and lets you fall right through those triggers. So regular kill triggers, obviously, you can't fall through. But you can fall through those like specific type of triggers. It's really interesting.
Now we are in Purgatory. So this is where our sarcophagus was before the game started, and it's what we woke up out of at the beginning of the game. And we would normally take a leisurely stroll through all of this, but that's slow. We're not going to do that. So we're going to instead re-wake up the mouse, and we're going to do an extendo grab, if I can get in the right spot. There we go. Now, how did I reach that skull switch? Meta.
Hi, sorry, I had to deal with something really quick. Okay, so extendo grabbing. This is something that's really fascinating. And I don't know if I fully understand it, but I'll explain it to the best of my ability. Basically, the interact prompt is not read from your player character, it is read from the camera. So, when you are zooming with the pistol, which is the mod on the pistol, it actually is moving your player camera a little bit forward and for like a frame. And so you can actually use on this frame, you can interact with things from much further away. So for instance, right here, Dane is going to scroll on his weapon mod. So he's actually zooming in with the pistol here, like a bunch of times in a row using the scroll wheel, just so that we have more of those frames accessible to us. And then basically you just time up an interact input with the camera zoom, let's call it. And yeah, you can interact with things from much further away. Like 3 times further away.
And there's a lot of invisible walls in this level, but because we can kind of jump over all of them, we're able to kind of get around the level really quickly. We can go grab all those tokens, kind of sweep them all up, and then head out of the level from here. This one we're actually going to do by doing the old strat, which was to jump on this door. But then we're going to go over here. On top of this rock. Now, if you try to go down on any rock except for this one, you will die from fall damage for some reason. I don't know why. Do we have
fall damage is so weird in this game.
Super inconsistent.
It's really inconsistent. Yeah. Even like quote unquote fall damage is really weird in the like any percent category or anything that allows like rail boosting, because oh man. Sabuline had a really good explanation for this because he knows this way better than I do. But basically, like, fall damage is calculated differently whether you're above a void or not. Like, there's different units that you can fall where you'll either take damage or just like instantly die. And yeah, I'm not even gonna try to go in depth on that because it's really complex. I don't know if Sab's here, but.
So just basically get Sab for the couch next time instead of you.
Yeah.
So this token will actually play out all the way because it's a little faster to go to the exit from here. So we just climb that tree, we do a big old jump to here, a big old jump to here, and then we can just kind of climb through the level. Whoop, wrong one, there we go. And that's
There's the
Symptom.
end.
That's probably the best I've ever done, Cadinger. I'm not running live split right now, but that might have been a gold split.
Nicely done.
That was, thank you. Although actually, it struggled with a few of the extended grabs, so probably not. It was probably could be a time save over my PB though. But yeah, if you try to explain fall damage, you're gonna have a bad time. The game is very broken for all the reasons. Accurate.
Yes, basically.
Yeah, and Dylon brings up a very good point. Because the hell levels are designed a little bit weird. Whoops. Basically, the hell levels are for the most part the same as they are in unrestricted and in legacy. So the route's pretty much the same for all the hell levels in both restricted and unrestricted Redguard. So we hit a checkpoint, we're going to jump down here. It's kind of like in Argent Tower. Jump down here, grab this token, and then reload checkpoint. I could have done this.
Oh yeah, did we explain like checkpoint reloading and like why it's so useful?
I don't think so.
So basically, there's 2 different kind of like saves, I guess. So when you get a checkpoint, it saves your position, but then there's also like hidden saves, like for instance where we grab the token, like that's like a progression save. I'm coming up with names totally out of my butt here, by the way, because I don't know if there is one, but let's call it like there's the checkpoints which will save your position, but then like every time you get something added to your progression, whether that's a secret, a collectible, whatever, that is also added. But your position isn't updated. So that's why we can go grab things and then load a checkpoint. We'll still keep the thing that we grabbed, but
Spicy
we'll warp
jump.
back. Nice. Good luck.
Nice.
Nice.
We call that spicy
So, yeah.
jump because it's a spicy jump.
And basically, that's why we can hit a checkpoint, go grab something, go load back to the checkpoint, but still keep the thing that we grabbed. And there's not a lot of games I think of that have like a checkpoint or save system like that. It's basically a two-tiered save system.
I need ammo. Does anybody have any ammo? Sir, you look like you have ammo. Thank you for the ammo. Yeah, anytime you chainsaw an enemy, their insides turn into ammo, which is very useful. Oh,
Because Doom.
Yeah, this is kind of a tight jump, and I got a little stuck there. There we go. So we had to run around, grab all the tokens that are in that first part, and then this is the platform that we initially jumped to at the beginning of the level. We can get right back to it by getting on that pipe and doing a big Gauss jump. Do another one here. Ooh. Oh. Okay, I'm not doing a very good job of showcasing this movement tech right now. What I'm gonna do is basically hit that ammo box, kill that Cacodemon. That Cacodemon is, for whatever reason, tied to a checkpoint trigger. And so that when we load back in, we can turn right around and get right to this platform. Now, this is
That's so weird.
This is a tricky jump. So let me focus for a second. Nice.
Nice.
That door's supposed to be locked, but if you do that platforming, that is very, very tight, by the way, you can get to that door past.
Yeah, it's really the way it works is very similar to Fire Skip back in UAC like 30-40 minutes ago, but it's much more precise.
Yeah,
and very punishing if you fail it. Especially considering it's 45 minutes into the run.
Fuzzy Games on S, aren't we all ammo on the inside? I am not. I am Jelly Donuts on the inside. Do we have to do this fight here?
Gravy or something.
Yeah, you're probably like biscuits and gravy.
Sounds about right.
I think that's it. Got one more. So you can actually, you don't have to do this fight. You can actually get through by reaching through the glass of the tram right here and hitting the button. But because that is banned in this category, we gotta do the fight. Luckily, it's very fast with the rocket launcher. I sound delicious. Oh, stop it, you. And then we go to the Advanced Research Complex. Now we get to show off one of my favorite glitches in the game. This is my favorite glitch. It is almost entirely useless in every category except for 100%, and it is almost completely useless in 100%. I'm gonna whip out the pistol, drop the hollow, and headshot your own hologram.
Yep.
It is useless in everything except for 100%, and it's only marginally useless in 100%. You can actually get headshot mastery on a weapon mod if you headshot your own hologram, but only on this train and only while the train is moving. And I discovered that on accident.
So specific.
Yeah. Discovered that entirely on accident.
It's stuff like that that really makes you think, like, is there other stuff that we just never thought to try? Like, no one thought to try to put a decoy down and shoot it in the head while having, while going for a master, or like whatever. Like, it's such a specific set of circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, glitch hunting is never dead, people. Try random stuff. Or just play the game and you'll find something at some point.
And because you said specific set of circumstances, the hairs on the back of Liam Neeson's neck started to tickle. So there's 3 major fights in this level. We only have to do 2 of them. The second one, like in the middle of the level, is skippable. But we have to do fights 1 and 3. And this is not the first fight yet. We're getting there. I'm gonna refill my ammo real quick. That should be everybody. Yeah.
We are not advancing enough applicants, and after
Now in unrestricted, we can skip this fight, and even in 100%, we can skip the cutscene after the fight. But in Legacy, you can't do that, so we have to do this fight and watch the cutscene that comes after. The first thing we want to do is get rid of these. Oh, I actually forgot to upgrade the outer beam. So I just gave myself a big damage buff. Did your fireball hurt the Mancubus? Interesting. Where... Okay, I'm waiting for an audio cue. Because I'm waiting for the summoner to spawn in, and then I'm going to grab this berserk and go to town. Oh, there she is. Okay, first I need her ammo refill real quick. Ma'am, please don't do that. Alright, so as the name would suggest, the summoner can... What else? Summon demons. Summoning demons is bad. We don't want that. That takes longer to kill them all, so we want to stop her from doing that if we can. So we grab the berserk and take her out right away. And the nice thing about the berserk power-up is it will insta-kill anything you touch with it. Except it doesn't last very long, and I got kind of memed on that one. Okay, where are you going? Stop. Stop. Stop.
Oh, soldiers.
Soldiers
are really memey too. Soldiers, like especially in this room, I've found soldiers will literally run away from you.
Imps will run away. Everything will run away from you.
Such scaredy cats.
Who is alive? There's no way. There's no way I found a soft lock. Oh. I was about to say, there's no way I found a soft lock in 1,200 hours of this game. There's no way I found a new soft lock in a marathon. That would have been ridiculous. It would have been too stupid to be real. Luckily, it wasn't. There's just one guy was hiding. This is Samuel, by the way. Voiced by the great Darren DePaul.
I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden.
Darren DePaul, also the voice of Revenant in Apex Legends. And many a fair. I'm going to go grab the fuel here, because why not? Now, we're not supposed to have the weapon out right now. The weapon's actually supposed to be put away, but if you climb a ledge while the weapon is... while a weapon is out... Or sorry, climb a ledge after you put the weapon away, you will get the weapon back. Funnily enough.
It's basically a dev oversight, because there's code that puts away your weapon during the mantle animation so that the hands can come up and grab the ledge. But then, afterwards they give you the weapon back, and there just wasn't a consideration for that during this particular cutscene. So you just mantle same thing, and then the mantle code's like, oh, you should have your weapon back now, and the game's like, okay.
So we're not supposed to have it out right now, but we're going to use this to our advantage to save 1 second.
4 seconds.
1 second.
It's
like 1 second. It's not a big time save, because as soon as you step out, you get your weapon back, and so then you just do the jump a second later.
Oh,
So
yeah, true.
it saves like 1 second, but it's a second, and it's free to do that, so. And we'll also get Sam to say the thing. And if you don't know what the thing is, don't worry, you'll hear it. At this point, we've got a minute or two to, like, just kind of chill out and hang out while we wait for Sam to finish his little diatribe here. So, Renee, if you got anything to read, now's your chance.
So I've been talking a lot about the charity to write love on her arms. They are a nonprofit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. To Write Love on Our Arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and also invest directly into treatment and recovery. Any donation definitely helps, and I'm going to get a little bit personal here, but I just want everybody to know that you matter, and I am so glad that you are here. I personally have struggled with depression, and I've mentioned that a couple times, so raising money for a charity like this really hits home for me. And I just want everybody to know how grateful I am for everybody being here and supporting such a fantastic cause. And I'm going to go ahead and give it back up to you, because I'm about to tearing up a little bit.
Aww.
Aww. Thank you, Renee.
Hearts in the chat from Renee. Hearts. Put hearts in the chat. All right. So I failed to skip here, but that's okay. We actually need to... we need to go down in that area for one of these. I was just hoping to do a later one in case I failed it again. So we're supposed to do that fight there, but if you just grab the... if you do a big boost up and jump to here, you can skip that. And we have to do this a couple times. In regular Legacy, we'd have to do it twice. In Redguard Legacy, we got to do it 3 times. I'm going to jump to here. Jump over this platform. Land in here. Grab this token, and then reload checkpoint. Now from here, we have to do it again. And hopefully this time I actually get the skip, because I'd like to show it off at least once. There we go. Actually kind of difficult to do. But basically, by getting to here... Interesting. Don't normally see a checkpoint trigger here. This is not... I don't know where I landed. Okay, we might have to improvise the route a little bit here. Okay, we ended up here. That's fine. I can work with this. I had actually stumbled onto a route change that could be useful.
Oh?
Possibly, if we hit that checkpoint. If we can figure out how to hit that checkpoint consistently. So, we are going to go get a very large gun. So, jump in here, drop down, oop, and then we get the BFG, the big fashionable gun.
Big friendly gun.
I think the big fashionable gun might be tomorrow. I think that might be tomorrow's run. Anyways, so we do it one more time. This time we can just head straight to the end of the level. We've gotten all the other tokens that we need to get at this point. Ooh. Oh! I'm not scared. You're scared. Okay, let me actually real quick. I forgot to upgrade power-up effectiveness. And, okay, we got all the tokens, so we are good. Now you can skip through the last fight as well. You can skip every fight in this level unrestricted, but it involves pressing a button through a wall, and that's not allowed in Legacy, so we have to do the end of the end fight here. But we can just kind of walk straight to the end of the level. Now, I'm going to tell this Revenant. Revenant, do not jump into this chainsaw. Don't do... Oh... He jumped into the chainsaw. I keep telling him every run he shouldn't do that. Very much a consistent strat to do that, by the way. Alright, so. The Hell Knights are the trigger enemies. And fun fact, if you leave the Hell Knights alive, the imps will spawn in forever. Okay, the summoner is dead. That means that we're going to get the next phase spawning in. And that is the phase that we will be able to BFG and clear the whole room, and you will see just how stupid this gun really is. Just need the Cacodemons to spawn in. Gentlemen. Oh, I think we're monster capped. I think I need to kill a couple imps. There we go. And that clears the room. And it completely cleared the room. Very nice.
Is this save Vega %? Unfortunately, that category does not exist. That would be so nice. Imagine we have a category where Vega we just never do the thing. We should get a wrong warp.
Imagine.
From Necropolis to dinner.
I mean, we in a way, we save Vega because we back him up onto a USB drive. So.
This is true.
I mean, he comes back in Doom Eternal. Spoiler alert. But if you haven't played the game by now, then what are you doing?
Although, if you've played Soma, is he really back? Is he the same Vega?
I haven't played Soma. I have it, I just haven't played it yet. Also, I can do the equipment system upgrade at this point. So we have every upgrade that we need at this point. We don't really need to upgrade the environmental protection, and we really don't need to upgrade the find secrets thing in the suit. One of the upgrades is the suit will beep and buzz and vibrate when you're close to a secret. I run 100%. I don't need to know where the secrets are. I only forget where they are sometimes. So, we are now in Lazarus, and this level, funnily enough, aside from all the animation cancels we'll do, is one of the only levels that is so straight-laced that we really have to kind of play everything in bounds. The only real skip that we can do is... well, I guess there's one in Laz 2, but this is going to be like the only skip that we can really do in Laz 1. Is to just kind of jump through that door before it closes, and we skip having to do the Gore Nest fight there. Through here. Yeah, if I checkpoint load, I would actually go back to before I did that skip, and that would be quite a bit slower, so we just let that whole animation play out and run through the rest of the vents. It's just a little bit easier that way. Now, I have all the mods that I need, so I don't need to stop for the drone here. And we're going to get to the surgery room fight. This is the only fight we really have to do in Laz 1. And then this is a fun little shortcut if I can actually get onto the railing here. Is you run to the end of the hallway, hit the checkpoint, and then when you load checkpoints, all the enemies have despawned and the door's opened. I don't know why it was programmed that way, but it is. So you don't have to fight anything in that hallway, you can just kind of run past everything.
Oh yeah, also, I don't think we've talked about bunny hopping.
We have not, no.
So bunny hopping does exist in this game. You can only use it to maintain speed, though. You can't use it to accelerate. But yeah, basically same shtick as usual. You just kind of hit a jump in. You do a jump input when you're touching the ground, and so you only get like 1 frame of friction applied to your movement, and you can maintain speed that way. That's about it, really. So. You basically want to, if you're doing like a rail boost or whatever, which you won't see in this category, or a Gauss jump or whatever, or a Gauss boost, you can continue the speed out of that with a bunny hop. So you want to be going for that as much as possible. But they're pretty tricky.
I need you. Need an ammo refill real quick. Now this fight we unfortunately have to do. There's a way to skip this fight if you down patch, but we've all kind of just agreed to not down patch as a community because the legacy category, you would only need to down patch for the legacy category, and we're just not going to do that. That's just.
I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah, it's too annoying and too pointless to do that.
It's not banned or anything.
Yeah,
it's just kind of no one's done it.
Yeah, it's just not worth it, and so we've all kind of gentlemen's agreement to not do it.
Yeah. So here, so
That's
as
the
you can see,
panel.
that panel is red. This is the panel I was talking about earlier in Foundry. That panel is red, but it's only visually deactivated. It's fully usable, and you can use it through the panel. But because we're in Legacy, and there's a rule in Legacy that says you cannot press a button through things. Despite the fact that the panel does not have collision, and you could technically just walk up to it and press it, because we're in Legacy, we have to shoot off the panel first. Which is really just like kind of a whatever thing, but you know,
by decree
it's
of
a
the
meme.
king.
Yeah. It's the memeiest thing.
It's a very
but
dumb rule, but it needed to be in place. Otherwise,
the rule needs to be in place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could press the button through the elevator in UAC. You could press the more importantly, actually,
Arc.
in Laz 2 here. Arc. What's the one in Arc?
the final elevator in Arc, you could skip that last fight.
Oh yeah, yep.
There's a bunch of ways you could
do
have used that. So we implemented this
Um,
stupid rule in this one stupid spot just to have a consistent rule set. It's
Because otherwise it would be it'd be really dumb
because
because you could press
a little bit.
you could press buttons through walls in a bunch of other places.
You could get out of the opening cutscene in Res Ops. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's man,
totally
that
do
didn't
that.
that didn't even exist when that rule was made,
Yeah.
but it does apply, and that's why we need these rules.
Yeah. So if ever anybody was confused about how difficult it is to create like a no major glitches rule set for a Doom game, welcome to our world. There's no way to do this consistently. It would be really nice if there were. Like Proteus has the advantage of just if you frame cap 120, you can't double jump, or at least you can't double jump consistently. So frame cap, easy. That locks you out from doing stuff. But then the full game release and that
Yeah.
kind of screwed everything. Here we have influence spawns, so everything's going to spawn within my field of view. Meta, would you like to talk about influence spawns?
Yes, so I'll just give a brief overview of the 3 different types of spawns that exist in this game. So earlier on, we were talking about static spawns. That means every demon spawns in exactly the same spot, every single time, no matter what you do. In this room, we have influenced spawns, which means Dane is going to be looking at these 2 specific sections, and the demons are only going to spawn in these 2 specific sections. The spawns are influenced by your camera position, basically. So nothing is going to spawn behind us, beside us, anything like that. The 3rd type of spawn is random. So it doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter what you do. The demons are going to spawn in probably accordance with some kind of seed that's set by something we don't know. But yeah, basically it's random, and the demons are just going to spawn wherever the heck they feel like it. So those are the 3 different types of spawns for that an arena can have. And is that the only influenced spawn arena?
Oh no, there's a few, but
Okay.
but none of them demonstrate the influence spawn thing
As well as that,
that
yeah.
does. Yeah. I'm gonna stop to get some ammo here, and then we jump into the hole, grab this token, and we have this platform up here that we have to hit this panel in order to ride the platform. But if you are fast with your platforming and you use the Gauss cannon properly, you can actually skip out a little faster, and then you save yourself
Nice.
a cycle.
We're using it as a staircase instead of an elevator.
A little bit. And I wanted to refill my ammo before I got to that part, so that when I hit the checkpoint, I've already got full ammo. So in case I bork this skip, I don't have to keep continuously grabbing ammo over and over. Because the skip coming up it's not super hard, but you can screw it up. And I have. I remember the first time I got the skip first trying to run, I was so excited.
Oh yeah, that's the
That's my one clip where I'm like, oh!
That's so funny, dude.
All right, so I'm gonna stop, grab this ammo box just in case I get this first try. I can save myself a little time on grabbing ammo later. You're supposed to drop down there, but if you jump to here,
I think yeah, you're railing first.
jump to here.
This also, I believe, was routed into any percent like fairly early on.
Yeah, this is like a really early 80% skip that came back for Legacy.
Oh, I think you jump on a higher platform there than I used to.
Yeah, there's a higher platform where if you jump and land on it, you hear the little thud when he lands, and that platform is not sticky the way the lower platform is. The lower
Yeah,
platform
okay, that seems very nice.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Almost screwed it up, but we saved it last second. And we come to the Cyber Demon fight. This is our first boss fight of the game in the last 5 levels, and then we're gonna get 3 bosses in the last 5 levels.
Yeah, I still don't understand why they did that.
Because why pace your game in a normal way? All right.
It does make the ending feel much more epic during like a casual playthrough, though. It's like, all right, we're getting into the meat of this. Nice.
All right. I want the Gauss cannon out before we start this cutscene. We're gonna get all the ammo from him now. You know, in that cutscene that we just skipped by reloading checkpoint, we have to fight him again. He comes back, and we're transported to hell, and we have to fight him again. But do we have to fight him again, or can we just... I hate screwing this up. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. So we have to fight him again, but do we really have to fight him again? What if instead we just
give him a little boop.
Just jump
Nice.
right over him and get out of bounds and end the level? There we go.
That second one was so clean, too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I love that you messed it up the first time, and then the second one was probably like the cleanest I've ever seen.
Really, I don't like that I messed it up the first time. Thanks, man. All right, now we're in hell. We're in the Titans realm. This is the level that is probably the most controversial in Redguard Legacy, only because paperclips are banned in this category, and so we're going to do something that's not a paperclip. It's definitely not a paperclip, so don't call it a paperclip. It's totally a paperclip. We'll see if we can go forward. Oh, I didn't time that properly. I was too busy memeing around. So you have to kill everything here in order to get out of this first area.
I don't know if I've seen this thing that's like a paperclip, but not a paperclip.
I'm sure you've probably seen it at some point. All right, we're going to get over here. We're going to get in within range of these cacodemons, fire the BFG, and that is going to just pick off everything down there so that we can come down here, hit the skull switch, and come in here, grab that token, the reload checkpoint. That's going to put us back up top.
I'm really curious to see this now.
Yeah, Whitehound found this this next skip, by the way. I was like asking him, like, can you find a way to get into that X area? And that skip, it's literally a 4-minute time save.
Oh, wow.
It's huge. We're gonna do platforming here. This is kind of a tough jump. Okay, not bad. If you hit that extra platform there, it's not as bad. I screwed this up at GGF, so. All right, so we're gonna jump to here. Now, we need to crouch. Whoa! Okay.
Whoa.
We're good, we're good. We're gonna crouch. We're going to get ourselves into this corner, and that's not a paperclip. Do not call it a paperclip. It is not a paperclip. It's not a paperclip.
All right, okay.
Shh, don't tell anybody. So basically,
it certainly looks like a paperclip.
So basically,
it's not.
The ruling behind that was, even though it is utilizing very similar tech to a paperclip, those two planes don't technically intersect. And so, by definition,
okay.
it is not a paperclip. But it's
then yeah, I mean, if they don't
almost a
intersect,
paperclip.
if they don't intersect, then yeah, that wouldn't be a paperclip. You're just kind of slipping through the gap.
Yeah, not by
Okay,
technical
that makes-
definition, but it's like such a there we go. I got a little stuck there. I don't know who's controlling the Horrible Games Twitter or Twitch account right now, but they said it smells like a paperclip, it tastes like a paperclip, it feels like a paperclip, and then Blaine follows up with it quacks like a paperclip. The memery tandem party we got going on over here.
Oh, by the way, the reason... Okay, so I suppose we should probably explain what a paperclip is, since we're spending so much time talking about it. A paperclip is basically... how does it... Wait, how do... Oh my god. I've explained this so many times. Why don't I remember...
Basically, if you wiggle your way through two intersecting planes, you can kind of squeeze yourself through gaps and get out of bounds, because a lot of the corners that make up the walls in this game are like 1 pixel wide. And so collision is not spectacular on the IdTech engine. Okay, we're good.
Nice.
So basically, by doing these wiggling things back and forth, you can get yourself out of bounds in ways that you really shouldn't be able to, but...
Oh my god, I love this. A paperclip is basically a small piece of metal that's flipped on itself to bind papers together. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was exactly the definition I was looking for. I don't know what Dane was talking about.
I hate you.
But yeah, okay. Basically, it's named a paperclip. I think it was named basically by me and Seeker. I think we had the same idea at the same time. The walls are paper thin in this game, and so since you're clipping through walls and the walls are paper thin, we just called it a paperclip. Fuzzy, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you for your genius. Science!
Don't inflate his ego like that.
Oh no, this guy didn't get hit by the BFG. So, have to kill him the hard way.
I think Fuzzy has solved Doom, actually.
Alright, so, they give you a whole bunch of ammo and armor and health. Certainly we're not about to fight a boss. So, we load checkpoint to skip the rest of that cutscene, because that checkpoint hits about 40% in, and it's a Hellguard! Now, there's a way to deal with this guy very quickly, but it is banned in Legacy, so we gotta fight him the hard way. With guns and weapons and stuff. Nice. 2 cycle. Not bad.
Very nice.
All right, so he's going to refill our ammo. And that is the end of the Hellguard fight. Or is it? It's not. Because what's better than 1 Hellguard? 2 Hellguards! Luckily, these guys don't have shields on, so they're a little bit more tolerable to deal with.
Do you mind if I field a question from the chat, Dane, really quick?
I mind so much. Go for it.
So Fuzzy's asking which modern Doom, and in parentheses, in the last 10 years or so, is the most fun to run. So I'm assuming that would also count Doom 3?
Well, Doom 3 came out in 2004, so that's a little bit older than 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. So then that doesn't count.
So it'd be between
So yeah, I
Eternal
guess
and
so.
2016, really.
Eternal in 2016. There is no really good answer to that. It just depends on what you like. They're both different.
They're very different games. They're very different
and-
runs, so...
They're both very different games, and also each of them has a host of categories that also introduces variables of like play styles.
Big time.
So both of them have like their more glitchy categories and some that are like a little bit more towards quote unquote glitchless. I hate using that word, but that's basically what it is. And yeah, it really depends on what you're feeling. So I would basically say play them both casually, and whichever one you like more casually, then take a look at the categories that exist and see what kind of rule set you want to play under.
Yeah.
I would say that's the best sort of guide.
Yeah, there's...
Because that's the thing, is it's entirely personal preference.
Yeah.
There is no best run.
Yeah,
It is personal
It's
preference.
very hard to... Because they're both very good runs for different reasons, and so you have to kind of wage what do you value in a run that you're learning for yourself. Like, I like this game more. I'm not the biggest fan of Eternal, because I just don't like the combat loop and the combat structure for that, but there are people that like that structure, and so it kind of works better for them. It's just not my thing. I prefer the combat structure for this game instead, so why I like running this more. I would say if you like movement more, Eternal's probably going to be your better choice. If you like
Yeah, I would
movement
agree with
via
that.
glitch, then maybe this is going to be a better choice for you.
I don't know, because like slope boosting, I think scratches the same itch that rail boosting does.
It does, yeah.
And if you're looking for like a really like high skill cap sort of movement thing, Doom Eternal has a bit more of that with like wall boosting and like cut speed, like all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot more stuff, like even like with the meat hook especially.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you still have the ballista, which is basically the Gauss gun, but Gauss cannon. So yeah, Doom Eternal has a bit more in the restricted categories, has a bit more variety of movement tech, I would say.
Dylon, by the way, said his favorite Doom is mspaint.exe.
Same. Big same. Yeah, again, I mean, all of this boils down to the TLDR of play what you like.
Alright, I'm gonna...
There is no one better.
Gonna kill stuff to get the Mancubi to spawn in. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Wait, that one spawned in. Where'd this one go? Wait, where's the other Mancubus?
Back rooms.
Where were you when I needed you?
In the back rooms.
Whatever.
Or the Twilight Zone, or the Void. One of those.
Alright, so we're gonna wait for that first spawn to happen, and then we're going to grab the Invuln, grab the Berserk to increase movement speed. We would normally get kind of stunted by the AoE on that Mancubus, but by grabbing the Invuln, that is negated, so we can just run right past him without, like, getting knocked down. Oops. We're gonna run through here. We have to grab this blue key card. We're gonna run through here. Uh-oh. He's hitting me. Okay, Berserk's gonna expire. We're going to whip out the chainsaw, pop this guy, and then grab the token. And now we're gonna do a skip for 2 fights. We're gonna jump onto this ledge, jump up here, do a big old jump over here, and then we can just walk our way to the end of the level. Ooh, ooh. Now you can Gauss jump along this pipe. However, I'm scared of doing that.
Honestly, that's fair enough.
I am massively scared of this thing. I have too much respect for this pipe to do that. And plus, I want to save as much of my ammo as I can for the last level because you need a good bit of ammo for the last skip. Or
that pipe will make you respect it if you don't.
Yeah. fall off that pipe once. You'll learn to respect it. There's a lot of weird collision right here, so it's a little tricky to get this to work right. And there we go. Alright, so our last token is in here. Now, there is a checkpoint above us, but we never actually trigger that checkpoint. This ammo box usually doesn't give you jack squat, so yeah, it didn't give me very much. But it gave me, like, 2 more shots, so I'll take it. I'm going to need a lot of ammo for the very last level. But we now have all of the tokens in the game, so we are going to go into the last level, and that level is going to be done more or less the same as it is in any percent except for Spider Skip. The old version of any percent before we found Spider Skip. And riding up this ledge or these rails is so annoying. And there's a way to skip doing that in 100%, and it looks awesome. So next time, if I run 100%, you get to see that. Alright, so this is Vega, by the way. This guy up here.
He big.
He's very big. He's a big old computer. And we never actually broke his coolant, so I'm not sure how he's why he's breaking down. Supposed to kill the coolant tanks, but we never did. We skipped that part.
Maybe it's placebo. He thinks the coolant tanks are broken, so they are broken, basically.
Something like that. All right, now we're going to
missed the
Vega
codex.
back up right here. We backed him up. We take out the USB stick, and we've saved Vega. So there's your save Vega percent. We saved Vega.
And we're
just now going to blow him up instead.
We'll see him in approximately 4 years.
It is right around 4 years. May 16 to March 20. Now we're at the very last level. And knowing my luck, it's going to take me forever to actually finish this because I'm very, very, very bad at this skip. And I probably should have practiced it.
I'm trying to remember what the regular route looks like in this level, and I can't.
It's the same. There's no tokens here. It's the same as Legacy.
Oh, this. You got this.
So we're going to do some mountain climbing. Okay, I didn't freak out. You freaked out. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what ate my jump there, but...
You also could have jumped from a bit further along the rock.
Well, this is how I like to do it, alright? Big chasm jump.
Nice.
No!
Oh,
I thought I was in the right spot. I was apparently not in the right spot.
You were in the right spot. You just had to turn 90 degrees to the left.
Yeah, but I thought I needed to move farther forward. That's why I thought I was in the wrong spot, but I was in.
Yeah.
The,
So
I was in the right spot.
on that wall that you land on, there's only one level. So if you're not falling, you're good. You just need to turn, and then you're good.
Yeah, it's tricky because the thing is not that wide, and it's very easy to fall off like that. Try that again. This is why the estimate is what it is.
You really like jumping early off that rock. It's okay. This is a cool save.
You really
I like this damage
your butt
boost.
being a butt. Okay, here we go.
That's why you bring me here, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay.
Nice. So yeah, you're good.
This is okay. So this is. I could not do this at GGF, and I had to literally get out the trainer to be able to do this because I straight up just couldn't do it. It was very bad. Got to jump here, to land here, and then we get to right about this spot. We do another Gauss boost, get to this rock, and then we do another one to get to here. This hits a checkpoint, And that is the harder part of the skip. Which
No,
saves-
nice B-hop.
Thank you. That's the harder part of the skip. We're going to chainsaw just to get some ammo back, refill it completely, and this is going to skip 3 fights right here.
Boom.
Um,
Savable, for sure. Nice.
we
One
go.
more up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're going to drop down here. We're going to get ourselves... Whoops. That's a weird way to get stuck. We're going to jump here, get ourselves right in this pocket, and just hold forward. We do a scroll
Without
jump.
the crosshair Q. Damn, that was ballsy, and it worked. Holy crap. Didn't even line up the crosshair or nothing.
I never
Just
bother.
YOLO'd it.
I found it doesn't really do much for me personally, so I never bother lining up the crosshair. I can do it without and not really have much of a problem. So I'm going to shoot
Absolute
once to
gamer.
debuffer, and then another one to use the tendril damage to do a little bit more, and that's going to speed this fight up by quite a lot. All right, I need ammo. And she didn't cycle her phase on that one. Oh, there she goes. Okay, and that gives me the ammo I need. Whoop. Okay, and that gets her into her last phase, which she's going to like do a little dramatic thing. Okay, she didn't.
This is oh, now she's gonna wait, what? Is she
There we
does
go.
I
I think I was just like a few hit points off.
That's weird.
Okay. So this is her last phase. She has iframes until right about now. Now. We throw another BFG, and that
Why?
takes her out. And time is going to be coming up when I do the final glory kill, but before that, we're going to stand on our hitbox because it's funny. And
Did you see? So when she summons
hold
the
on.
cube,
Time is coming up right now.
nice,
Jeez.
very well played.
GG.
That went much better than GGF. I'll tell you that. Did I notice
So-
what now, by the way?
So just really quickly, and I don't even know if anyone caught this because it was really fast. But normally, okay, so when she summons the little cube thing, she actually takes the pillars and it changes into a different entity, into like sort of a purple cube kind of thing. When she summoned it, it took like an extra 2 seconds to change entities. So she actually like almost threw like a pillar at you instead of the cube.
Oh.
That was really weird.
have to
I've
look at that.
never seen that before.
I didn't even notice it. I'll have to take a look at it. So we do the final, like we killed her, that stops the timer, and then we have to go do our final check just to make sure that we have a valid run here, because if you skip a token, it's technically an invalid run. So what we're looking for is right here, the elite guards part of each map. We got and if it's lit up like this, that means that we acquired it. If it's gray like this, that means we did not acquire it. So we got the token here. We got all 3 in resource ops. We got all 3 in foundry. Got all 4 in facility. All 3 in tower. All 4 in Cadager. All 4 in facility destroyed. All 3 in advanced research complex. 4 in Laz. 2 in Titan's Realm. 2 in Acropolis. And all 3 in Vega. So this is a valid Redguard legacy run. I don't know if it's a PB, but probably not, considering my PB is a little bit better than this. But, woo! Valid run. But yeah, we gotta do shout-outs at this point. Shout-outs to the whole Doom speedrunning community. I gotta give shout-outs to Seeker, Dialon, Sabuline, Meta, Seeker again,
Big
Darve.
big shout out to Whitehound as well.
Yeah,
Don't forget
Whitehound.
him, because he started this category like 2017.
Yeah, Whitehound created this category like a long time ago, and then it kind of died off and nobody did it. And then when we got a category extensions board, I was like, what if we brought back Redguard? And so I brought it back, and even to this day, like, nobody else has really run Legacy. Everybody likes running the unrestricted Redguard because it's like all secrets, like diet all secrets. But hopefully we get a few more Legacy Redguard runners at some point, because this is a really fun category, and there's a very impressively high skill ceiling involved in this one. So I got to shout out to Whitehound. You also found the skip in Titan's Realm that saves like 4 minutes, so thank you for that. And yeah, Divine. I got to shout out Divine, Knight, Wave Clipping. All the people that have like contributed runs recently have been just like pounding this leaderboard down as much as possible, and we've now gotten 90% down to the under 18-minute mark. So it's crazy how much we've been able to see progress on this game even so long after its release.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I also got a shout out, Meta, for couching for this run too. You're my best friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any other shout outs?
No, yeah, just big shout outs and thanks to the Modern Doom speedrunning community. If you want to learn anything from Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, there's lots of different categories, like I said, and subcategories. If you like the Doom games, there is going to be a category that you will like.
Yep.
There's literally dozens of categories and subcategory combinations that you can run. And it covers every single playstyle you could possibly think of. So,
do you like
definitely...
glitches? We got a category. Do you not like glitches? We got a category.
Got a
Do you like some glitches
exactly.
but not all glitches? We got a category. It's like something for everybody.
There's something for you. So yeah, and yeah, thank you for having me, Dane.
Yeah.
That's it for me from Horrible Games. I'm headed off to a birthday party now, so thank you to all the organizers. This is such an amazing marathon for such a great cause. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you again to Horrible for having us. I just wanted to let you all know, if you still want to get a little bit more of me, don't you worry. I'll be back on the hosting desk for my last shift later today. And tomorrow, I'll be back for Fashion Police Squad New Game Plus. So if you want to see a ridiculously colorful game, make sure you tune in for that one. And yeah, thank you all very much. Enjoy the next upcoming runs, and I'll see you for Silent Hill 3 a little bit later today.
Yeah, thank you to the both of you for the awesome run and the awesome category. All right, everybody, we have some more really cool runs coming up, so don't go anywhere. Next up, we have Dead Space 2 by Shark Hat. Stick around and we'll be right back.
So for the most part, I'm actually listening for them. Like, I heard that tree lady way before I saw her. Also, you've probably seen the head that comes down out of the sky.